Sunday morning. I'm very excited about the first stop, or maybe it's the only stop, because we don't really have much planned today, of our adventures today.
Shopping.
Food shopping adventure later. That's not now, though. Now, we finally get to go see the new Blade Runner movie. I am very excited about this movie. This was one of those movies that when I was a kid, watched over and over again. Because it was just so far out there.
Yes.
And also, as a comics fan when I was a kid, the Blade Runner comic, the movie translation from Marvel Comics was one of those things that you just couldn't look away from it. You know, it was one of those things that if you couldn't watch the movie, because when I was a kid, you couldn't watch movies over and over again unless you went back to the movies to see them over and over again.
Yeah.
Which we did, because you used to just kind of round trip it. If you understand that as a kid, like you'd go to pay one price for the movie and just continually, accidentally find yourself back in another movie theater for the whole day. I really enjoyed the Marvel Comics adaptation of the film when it came out. But the last time that I saw Blade Runner, the original, was probably, I was trying to think, because it was we watched a kind of like Mystery Science Theater background style at Campbell's house, probably like 6 or 7 years ago. So
yeah, I haven't seen it since probably the 80s.
Yeah, very anxious to get to the movies to see this, and be trying my best to keep away from any spoilers or anything online. We just spent a seemingly eternity seeing this. We'll talk about it in a minute. We're back home.
Yep.
We saw Blade Runner 2049. Not the original Blade Runner. No. What did you think?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good also. Out of 5?
The length kind of detracted from the movie, so I'll give it like a 3.5. Maybe 4, but it was long.
I give it like probably like a 4 or 4.5 out of 5. It's probably, as far as sequels go, it was, you know, we're talking about like a 35-year gap here in between movies, but and the timeline in the movie is adjusted accordingly also, but it's very much a clear like sequel, like everything about it feels like the original. So the graininess, the pace of the movie, except I will say that I think as compared to the original, the pace in this movie was excruciatingly slow at times. And I think everybody that sat around us was like, for a few scenes, like,
come on.
You know, I don't think that things necessarily needed to be edited, but maybe it did. Maybe the length of time in some of the scenes, but
yeah, because there were some scenes with nothing, you know, and you're like, why?
And there's a lot, you know, that happens through the whole first third of the movie that kind of is irrelevant when you get to the end of the movie, I think. You know, things that have happened, but
like the story he's doing now.
But Ryan Gosling is great in the movie.
Really great.
Harrison Ford, I feel like this is kind of like, you know, I feel like movies are kind of using Harrison Ford, whether it was Star Wars or this movie or now Indiana Jones coming out, you know, with using Harrison Ford, it's kind of like his farewell tour. And they're just inserting him, you know, he was exactly the same in this movie, I would say, as he was as Han Solo in The Force Awakens. Sparingly, eyes like, you know, most of the responses, you know, kind of like eyes. Not the most dialogue that you could give him. So he's used sparingly.
But he's used well.
Yeah, you need him for this story because he's a central plot point in the movie. But I hope that they do something different in Indiana Jones than have him be like, you know, hey, call up Harrison Ford, we need him to be on set for like 2 weeks or something, you know, to shoot a couple of scenes. Make sure he can do the look. So, it was a good movie. It was, you know, we saw it on a rather large screen, kind of like XL. IMAX type screen, so the everything looked great. The print looked great. The movie really looked like it fit with the story.
The characters were good. Everybody was awesome.
I think it got to the third act, though. There, you know, by the way, this is definitely one of those David S. Pumpkins movies where, you know, at the end you'd expect him to jump up and say like, "Any questions?" And you're like, "Yes, yes, plenty."
I actually said I had to watch the first one over again. I haven't seen it in so long, just to get my head wrapped around it again.
Yeah, but the movie ends, and I'm just, you know, I think everybody kind of, the very, like, last shots of the movie, I think everybody was like, well, that's over.
I actually said it was very quiet.
Yeah, it was the most quiet
ending
movie ever. It was like a library when you were eating like your popcorn or anything. Like everyone could hear everyone just like
chewing.
Every bite around you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I would see it. I would recommend seeing it in the movies while it's there because it looks fantastic on the big screen. But
yeah,
that was Blade Runner 2049. Tut tut, Christopher Robin, it looks like rain. So we're going to the mall. We're gonna look. Some sneakers. We went to Seminole Town Harley because Harley-Davidson has a partnership with Guns N' Roses for apparel, shirts, jackets, things like that, no hats. And we wanted to check things out because they are the only location in Central Florida, I think, that is doing the co-branding. The Orlando Harley-Davidson is not partnering with Guns N' Roses. We stopped by Harley-Davidson here in Seminole so that we can see all of the Guns N' Roses partnership shirts. I get this one. I'm getting the classic logo.
I like that one too.
Like this one a lot. We stopped by Spirit. All of the Stranger Things stuff is in here now. They can get retro socks. 11 knee-high socks.
I have those.
You could be Barb, get a Barb wig, or you could just dress like 11. I feel like you could just replicate this at Walmart for like probably $5. Retro phone handset. How do you like that it says retro?
It's sad.
Hashtag sad. You could be Pikachu or Jigglypuff. He's so embarrassed he doesn't want to show his face. Look, his ass is showing. Here's the aisle for Festival of the Deadliest. You can be Big Bone Daddy. Whoa. Or Big Bone Mama. This is my Halloween costume. Like, are you wearing these out? It looks just like CJ. This may be Mary's favorite cartoon character of all time besides the monster in Bugs Bunny. Pretzels and beer cheese. This is ridiculous. Hot wings, Daytona Beach style, fried pickles, lots of tots, bacon on the side, barbecue. And that was the pretzels. We're gonna have a lot to take home. Look, it's like underwater here.
Even though there's a sewer.
Drainage in Florida? Non-existent. So not only are we back home, but it's the next day. Today is Monday that we're filming this. I did want to show you guys one more thing before we say goodbye for the night. And by the way, if you are thinking of doing that ridiculous wing fest feast or wing feast fest that we had at Hooters, don't. I am more than trying, at least starting this week, to get away from eating all of the junk that I have been eating, and the sugar drinks and everything else, and trying to get back to vegetables and lean meat and fish. But in any event, while we were out the other day in over towards Brooksville, when we were heading to Dade City, we stopped at a Cracker Barrel. And the Cracker Barrel in the store, if you guys have never been to Cracker Barrel, they have all different types of odds and ends. But they had this. It's by the people that make those world's smallest things. Everybody's seen like the world's smallest, like Stretch Armstrong and things like that lately. But this is a working Pac-Man machine. And if you guys have been fans of the channel for a while, you may realize that Pac-Man is my favorite game of all time. That's not your message, that's my message coming through. But I'm going to try taking this out of this package so that you guys can see the awesomeness, because I played it while it was in the package. It was very difficult. Here we go. Let's unbox this thing. And it's actually a keychain. I don't know who would ever use this thing as a keychain, because it's kind of ridiculously big. It runs on AAA batteries. I'm going to try to focus on this for a minute. I'm going to turn this on. Look at that. Let's see if I can focus here. Bam! It operates as a regular Pac-Man machine. And you can use the joystick. I can't use it while I'm looking at the screen. But now it's going to keep playing this noise the entire time that we're playing. I don't know if there's an off. Yeah, there is an off switch. Okay, so there we go. This little Pac-Man game, I used to always want those old Coleco tabletop video games. This little Pac-Man game was 20 bucks at Cracker Barrel. It even has the cutscenes. So after you clear the first two boards, it has the cutscene. I was able to get up to the next cutscene after that. It's amazing. This is basically the entire Pac-Man game in your hand that you had as an arcade game back in the early 80s. That's amazing to me. So, we're going to leave you on that amazing thing. Thanks a lot for coming along with us to the movies and shopping and Pac-Man and everything. So, more importantly, thank you very much for all of your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.